snacks, chips,
Your plates and all that
plates,
stuff.
everything is here.
So if you have all this bad first, and then people walk this way and go around.
Or
Hey, Ida.
here and walk this way, whatever you think is best.
Hi,
I don't mind.
the world. Here we are celebrating.
No, Robin.
Alles goed?
Hi, alles goed.
What did you bring? Jesus.
This
You-
ice, water, the flowers.
What are we doing here anyway?
We're going to go take Stani to the ocean,
Okay.
and
We'll have.
Ori's gonna take Stani out there in the ocean.
That might be the reason.
Well, I'm gonna swim.
Hi.
Hi.
What are you doing?
I'm decorating Stani's book. I'm putting on that I will send you blue light.
You go in the water? Hi.
Mana ibu?
Just set him down.
Alright, do you need help with anything? I was just gonna go put this in my car. I'm about to see.
They made me this master of ceremony, so it's not my fault that I'm standing here. It's you have to deal with me because Gilbert told me, and Ori told me, and Susan told me, and Marie told me. So what can you do?
We were always
You can't say
telling
no.
boss
You can't
what
say
to
no.
do.
As Susan said, I'm Stani's brother. Actually, I'm her little brother, and I am her only brother. I'm speaking here on behalf, of course, of her dear Orion, her son, of Gilbert, and on behalf of Susan and her family, and Bayou Nava, Putu, Jeffrey, and on behalf of Lorraine and Christian. Once we're all here, there will be a moment we're going down to the beach, and there we have the real ceremony, the real purpose of this afternoon. We'll have some speeches, we'll have some poems, we have a little music, and we also have apotheose, and that includes this beautiful boat here of bamboo, which Orion and Bayou made by themselves. It's really very much Stani-like. So what happens, that happens, and we will see it. If anyone wants to do something or to say something down at the beach, please inform me so I can fit you in the script. Because, I have a script, of course. We also have, as I told before, a little guest book, a little book of Stani Celebration of Life. Please feel free to give any comment, to write anything down, write a message to Stani, make a drawing, whatever. Of course, if you don't want to do it, it's perfectly all right. It's there, and you can do it whatever you want. I'm gonna put up the laptop later on, and I brought some pictures from Holland. There are copies of the slices my parents made, also from our childhood. Because you guys probably all know Stani from the second part of her life, and I know her especially from the first part of her life. To you guys, she might be, the spiritual leader, the crystal healer, the majestic jewelry maker. To me, she is at first my sister. That's the difference. And I think the pictures you will find in there, they represent that part of her life, which you probably know a little less. But they also contain more recent pictures. So I'll just put it on later on. For now, I've said enough. Please enjoy yourself, have a meal, have a conversation, have a drink, and then at a certain point I will call you and we'll go down and do the ceremony. Well, thank you.
Thanks, boss. Thank you so much. Look at me, Gilbert. The training comes second.
Oh wow! Yeah, while you're out there, it's nice to see some places. It's all so closely. Awesome. Oh great! Now I just had a little summer. Yeah.
Right on. And
Please follow us.
Holding your team tight.
Yes, I'm going to introduce myself. Enriqueta.
can everyone understand me? Can everyone hear me? Constance Justine Trevers, firstborn of my parents, Constance Denenkamp and Just Trevers. She was named after them. Constance Justine, in short, Stani. Always as a firstborn, she was the one in the family that took the lead. She was full of desires and intentions, and she has lived her life to the fullest. If there is one thing that characterizes her life, it's the traveling. I guess that's no surprise, as my parents were travelers a great deal of their lives. Stani was born in Indonesia, in Surabaya, in 1955. And as a baby, she traveled with my parents to South America, to Suriname. There the other children were born, Annette, Pini, and myself. After Suriname, we lived temporarily in Holland and we went back to South America in Ecuador. There she went to a Spanish school. She was very good with languages. Later, when we lived in Portugal, we went to a German school and there she excelled in language. Already then Stani had a lot of girlfriends with whom she loved to hang out. In general, as a child, Stani was already a very social person who enjoyed nice and close friends to share love and laughter. And in the 60s we moved back to Suriname in the bush. Stani was by now a very adventurous teenager. You might even have called her rebellious and always very self-conscious in her choices. But not always with my parents' approval. At the age of 16 she had a first boyfriend. He was twice her age, and by the way, he was a pilot. She wouldn't settle for less. Back in the 70s, we moved back to Holland. Stani finished high school, started to study physical therapy. She went to live in Amsterdam, and when we look back, I think that's the period her spiritual seeking and journey started. She started meditating, practicing yoga, and she was mesmerized by the moon and the unseen world. She used to talk a lot about the moon, about the stars, about faith, to which my father responded with the words, "Oh Stani, always you and your moon." She was stimulated by nature and by camping, by sailing, by swimming. The ocean was very important to Stani. She left Holland in her early 20s. She didn't finish her study, especially to my dad's regret, because she wanted to examine her Indonesian roots. Can you imagine in those years, a young woman traveling alone throughout Asia? My parents really didn't like that. But they gave her her blessing, because I guess they recognized her desire to explore the world. And in those years, my parents had some tough moments. In a world without internet, without cell phones, without Skype or FaceTime, we were depending on written letters and postcards from her, and sometimes it took many months before we even heard from her. She ended up in her beloved Bali, where her heart has always been, more than any other place in the world. She had some turbulent relationships, but found her peace with Alex, with John, and finally with Gilbert. Orion was born in 1987. Stani had chosen to give birth to him in Holland, in Lelystad, where my parents live. He became the most important person in her life, the light of her life. Even in the darkest moments of her illness, she woke up when she saw Ori, or when she heard his voice, and sometimes you just could feel him being around. And by the way, when you looked at her, you could tell when Ori was around. And Stani traveled the world, especially during the period with Gilbert. I envied you guys. You were everywhere, from India to New Zealand, from Los Angeles to Ibiza, to Maui, to Bali. Stani just loved to travel, see many places. And on her journeys, she developed her skills as a healer with stones and her artistic side as a creator of beautiful jewelry, wands, stones and pendulums. But during all that traveling, her family, we were very important. She always kept us informed of her adventures, sent us postcards, kept calling us. And she was the one in the family who never, and I really mean never, forgot a single birthday. Either of us or our children, didn't matter, she always remembered. And I think during all those years we all were really inspired by her. By the way she looked at things, by the joy she brought to us and our families when she was in Holland. Then last year, the terrible news about her operation and her illness came. It was so sad, it felt so wrong, but it was there. It was a fact we couldn't deny. At that moment, she also made a choice about her treatment. She didn't want the regular treatment with chemotherapy and Western medicinal approach. She chose to take her own path. She wanted to seek and find the answers and solutions inside her own body. And at first I didn't understand why. Why don't you put up a fight? Why don't you do anything to fight it? Any medicine at all? But I found out that the answer is quite simple. She did put up a great fight, but she did it in her own way, inside of her body, on levels we cannot see. Being a spiritual person as she was. And a very important part of that search was her trip to Brazil, to John of God, together with Susan and Lorraine, her two best friends. And I'm pretty sure they had a lot of laughs over there and fun, but also some very intense moments. And a few weeks ago she told me that this trip was essential in her inner search for answers. And she was so happy glad and relieved that she did it. As she did all her life, Stani chose to deal with her illness in her own specific way. And now, looking back in retrospect, I greatly respect her for that choice. The Western medicine approach was not meant for her. And when something is not meant for you, it doesn't work. It's simple as that. That's my belief. Let's be honest, looking back, she had a wonderful year, almost without any pain. She continued doing the things she loved, taking long walks, swimming, having fun, going to parties, dancing, in short, living a full life. That was her quality, living and celebrating a full life like nobody else could. That's the most important lesson she taught us. The original Travis family consisted of 6 people. My parents, Stani, Annette, Pini, and myself. In the last 2 years, our family is reduced to 3 persons. We lost both my parents and now my beloved sisters. With my parents it was sad, but it was the natural course of things. With Stani it's more harsh because she was so young, only 59. But it is what it is and we have to deal with it. We all cherish the more memories of her. She will continue living in our hearts and soul. Because as I said, her most important lesson was that we should celebrate life as it is in being the moment. And I thank Stani, I thank you with all my heart for that lesson. Selamat jalan, have a safe journey. I'm sure wherever you are, you will be traveling around having new adventures.
So this is written by her youngest sister, Pini. And here it goes. My dearest big sister, have I laughed with you? Yes. Have I cried with you? Yes. Have I cried at you? Yes. Have I annoyed you? Yes. Have I loved you? Yes. Have I caressed you? Yes. Have I missed you? Yes. And have I died with you? Yes. But not all the way. But a piece of me has left me and flies with you to the unseen world. The little sister that stays here is left with sweet memories, sometimes salty, drenched in tears. Thank you, big sister, for being who you were, no more, no less. It is a gift for eternity, for you don't have to be here to be in my heart forever. I love you, Pini. And now I'd like to invite a couple of my friends. Stani would have loved live music at her party, so I'm going to invite Michelle and Taryn to play a song that they choose. And
of all, thank you all for coming here today. And I'd like to begin with stating that I cannot believe that my 5.5-hour condensed tribute to Stani was vetoed by the authorities at hand. I thought it was a short prose about what she meant to me and the joy that she brought in my life. But I will keep it rather short and let you know that when Stani and I, before Maui, were traveling around the world, she was doing many crystal workshops all around the world, one of which was hosted in Holland by a very good friend of ours who has written a few words that are better than I could ever think of, so I'd just like to read them to you. She says, "I remember when Stani gave a workshop at our house in Holland. She was at that time connected to Isis, the goddess of water. She led us into a water meditation, and at the end of her workshop, her advice was very clear. Wherever you meet a body of water, bless it, either with your thoughts or pass your hands through it. If all of us will remember to do this, then all the water on the planet will be healed. And now, as Stani goes to join in the water itself, in the healing process, she will complete the circle of which she spoke and loved." If everybody could turn and face the ocean. Please raise your arms up into the air. And on the count of 3, with no shame, scream! Stani! 1, 2, 3, Stani! Thank you.
Stani's best friend, one of them, would like to say a few words right now.
Okay. Buzz has made it easy, Gilbert has made it easier, because before I talk about Stani as a being, I think it's essential to know who she was and where she came from. You got a brief description of born in Surabaya, Suriname, Ecuador, Portugal, Holland, Suriname, and I want to tell you what she told me. She learned very young that if you're different, you will be singled out, and she was persecuted in each and every place that she went as a child. She decided that she's going to step one notch above that and never be a victim to anyone on planet Earth. And in that celebration, pray to the only thing that counts. That's the source, the elements, and all that's true. Stani's greatest gift to us is to look in between the spaces of the dense world. And believe me, her and I have had a big share of everyone laughing, "Oh, your idea of reality, ha 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 ha." Well, I'm going to tell you to close your eyes and imagine a life in a world without the Stanis, the musicians, the artists. She was a creative world that spit beauty from the 35 years that I met her from the beginning to the end, without any exception. And she walked her truth till when she said to me, when she got her diagnosis, everybody thought she was in so-called la-la land. Well, let me tell you the truth. She said, "I have no back to look at. The mistakes have been made, so I'm here. I have no future to look towards because it's really not likely. However, what I do have is every minute that I live and every minute that I breathe, I will show my appreciation to everything that was created for us to enjoy." She believed on bliss on earth, and she was right, because her and I have traveled the world dancing through every mess, wars, and doesn't matter what. You can always find beauty. Stani was a living testament to that. And the only thing we can do to carry on her vision is do what you believe. Don't let anybody change your mind, especially you young people, every one of you. If anybody tells you you can't do it, you can. And the only way to do it is go straight in and don't listen to one thing on the outside world. You have the elements, you have the source where you came from that will always give you abundance and love. That's where Stani comes from, that's where she goes back to. And I hope that I can honor the friendship and carry it through for the rest of my days. Thank you.
Here, here, here.
Every one of you.
Amen.
Well said, Susan.
These songs
bad bamboo? What? No, don't so far.
Hi. You girls were all right here? Yes? It was quiet when we were gone, huh?
Yes.
You did a beautiful job.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your sister is the best. She's a beautiful woman.
You knew her.
Yes. I love it.
When did you meet her?
I'm working from Lorraine house.
Okay. So then you met her over there.
Yeah. She's the best. girl.
Yeah, she has always been like that, but she was a beautiful woman.
The last time told me.
When was that?
The last time told me it's happy.
She told you what?
It's happy. She is happy. She is speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
So I talked to.
Yeah, she
so
did.
happy. Okay. See you next time. See you next time.
And when was that?
2 weeks ago.
Okay.
She's good. She talking very, very well. So
I know.
the best. The best.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
But hopefully I'll see you very soon.
I was just saying,
I know, they're 10th grade now.
Lori, I was just
Hey, this is the cameraman from the beach.
Oh no.
Hey guys, this is a gathering of more than 2 people. It's not allowed by the law, you know. Well, he's Mr. Policeman himself with the
I
glasses.
know. Seriously, look at
Got my aviators.
him. He was always cast as either a cop or military personnel in every play we did.
Okay.
And now you know why.
But tell me, what is the relationship with you and Ori?
Me and Ori?
Yeah?
Me and Ori, of course, went to high school together. We all did.
Okay,
And
all
then-
these are old high school friends.
And then we actually went to college together. We were roommates.
Or in Santa Cruz?
Yeah.
I was there, you weren't.
I was not there. I was there for like
I was there in
5 years.
In 2007 I was there, but you
Oh.
weren't around because he was...
Yeah, I had just left. I was there a couple years after him too. I stayed there for a little longer.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
housemates, roommates. Yeah, lived together for a while.
Did you
What a slob! No, I'm just kidding.
did you meet his mom?
I did meet his mom. Yeah, she was a great woman. I loved Stani a lot. She was. I feel like she showed that you don't have to let the rigmarole of daily life kind of burn out that flame in you. That's kind of a principle that I try and live by, and to witness it in an adult who's lived a full life, it's inspiring.
No, it's gonna get to we should really.
Yeah, I came with Christian. I'll just go back by
You're
myself.
satisfied, Lorraine?
Pardon?
Are you satisfied?
I'm so satisfied, boss. I will miss your sister so much,
I know.
and I thank you for your family and you, and all the beautiful things you guys did.
Wow.
It's been a learning experience for me,
It sounds good.
and I have such a place in my heart for all of you. I really do.
Well, thank you very much because, on behalf of my sister, they specifically asked me, please send our love to Lorraine because she opened her house and her heart to our sister. And we really thank you for that because
You're more than welcome.
what she did was huge. Really, it was. Thank you so much.
I really do. And I miss Stani so much.
Yeah.
I go out to that little room every morning and open it up and say, hi, Stani.
Yeah.
I feel kind of special, like I'm a little spoiled. Like,
And in the end, she just waved a little and that's it. No more words.
sometimes I hear the little tinkling of the wind chimes, and I say to myself, maybe that's Stan.
No, really? Okay.
Hard to say,
And this place is so beautiful.
So beautiful. Wasn't it just beautiful? Oh my.
That was nice.
Well, buddy, ben je gelukkig?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the ceremony went really well.
I think so.
And, yeah, it was just beautiful. And it felt good to swim out there with my mom on the boat. And
Yeah, you were way out in the water.
yeah, it was very peaceful out there actually. Swam past the kelp.
I thought, well, he's gonna sail to wherever, Maui or maybe to Bali. He's gonna take his mother personally to Bali.
Thought about it. But yeah, it was quiet, out there, and just me and her and my thoughts. It's just a nice moment. Yeah, it was peaceful. I liked it.
Het was ook een waardige afsluiting van de ceremonie. Het was een hele mooie ceremonie, maar dit was echt een heel waardige afsluiting.
Ja.
Ik denk zoals je moeder het ook gewild zou hebben.
Yeah, we too. It felt right.
Ja.
You know?
Nice people too. Well, Mr. Garcia, you feeling happy? Well, maybe it's the wrong word.
Well, Bus, it was I'm happy because it was the most beautiful celebration. And we were over 60, perhaps 70 people.
A lot of people.
Just loving, and I don't imagine we could do this any better in any part of the world. Just so much love. But I'm sad because her spirit was just so wonderful. It's going to be tough to miss her.
I know.
But we'll have to deal with it, my friend.
We have to deal with it, and you know, it's a nice celebration, but she will be missed, definitely.
She will be missed, as you can see by all the people.
Yeah.
Just amazing. Anyway.
The boat sailed from here, and it's way out there now. Stani is sailing away.